I'm Shauna Rappaport, the Vice President and Executive Director of Verge at GreenBiz Group. We are here at Circularity 19 in Minneapolis this week, and I am joined right now by Peter Whitcomb, who is the Director of New Business Development and the Circular Economy at REI. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you.
So what exactly does it mean to be both the Director of New Business Development and Circular Economy at REI? Where are those two worlds intersecting?
Yeah, great question. So I actually came from our strategy group. So we actually see circular economy as sort of a critical underpinning of our evolution as a business. And so, historically, you've probably seen a lot of circular economy businesses originate or germinate in the sustainability function. We're now taking an approach where, as a consumer co-op, we see circular business models, whether it's re-commerce or rentals or repair, so critical to sort of the future of our business, but also the future of outdoors, and sort of protecting where we recreate. That we are treating these as businesses and future growth levers.
So talk a little bit about some of the initiatives that REI generally and that you too are spearheading when it comes to circular economy.
Yeah, so the two we're most intently focused on within the circular economy umbrella right now are our re-commerce business, which is the resale of our used gear and apparel. And that manifests in two ways. One is our long-standing and very beloved garage sales, which happen in our stores, multiple times every year. And the second is our relatively newly launched online used gear platform. And then the third thing that we're exploring as it relates to used gear is actively testing into some trade-in models for different kinds of product and gear. And then the second business is our rental business, and we recently expanded that to 127 locations nationally, and are kind of learning into how we want to deliver these shared economy type models to consumers in the future.
That's great. I mean, it's clear that there's real business opportunity there, new revenue streams. How are you finding the consumer uptake and in terms of engagement with these programs? And are you actually talking about the circular economy as an umbrella for them in your sort of customer engagement and communication as well?
We are. So it's, as I mentioned, critical to our brand DNA, right? So our purpose is really to awaken a lifelong passion for the outdoors. And we see these models as a way to kind of disrupt the linear retail model and mitigate our impact on the environment and the places we recreate. So we talk about it pretty loud and proud, and a really good example of that is, we recently launched our annual stewardship report in April, and headlined with our expansion and commitment to these circular models.
Well, you started touching on this a little bit, but I wanted to ask you maybe even more on a personal note too. I mean, obviously, protection and conservation and celebration, appreciation of the natural world is core to the DNA of REI. Where do you see that intersecting with obviously it intersects with sustainability. How is that playing out in your work, specifically focusing on circular economy?
First and foremost, we actually see these models as kind of chopping down barriers to access to both gear, and we know price is a known barrier to high quality gear. So the more we provide the consumer choice through these models, the more we're seeing actually new consumers come into the outdoors, and we see the next generation of consumers as stewards of the outdoors, and that's of course critical. You need to love it to protect it. And then secondarily, we're getting smarter about the impact of consuming this way. So what does renting versus buying new versus buying used mean in terms of carbon emissions, water reduction usage, these negative externalities? Today we don't know exactly, but we're working to measure that and put some precision behind it so we can really lean into this and protect the places we recreate. I mean, ultimately, that's what's at risk in kind of sort of this consumption first world we live in.
Well, it's amazing to see you guys out front leading on some of this stuff. We're super excited to continue tracking the evolution of these initiatives and the way that you're applying metrics to really measure and understand that. Certainly something we're exploring here at Circularity 19. So great chatting with you,
Likewise.
especially as a longtime and avid REI member.
Yes,
Thank you
another high five.
Yes,
Yeah.
Peter Whitcomb of REI. Thank you so much.
Thank you.